Okay, so we're going to have our history lesson for today. This is going to be our last subject for today. Usually we would do a penmanship test, but we're just going to kind of get started today, and we'll get our penmanship test done later in the week. So let's get out our history books right now, and let's turn to page 294. We are finishing up Emily Roebling. If you can remember way back before we were out on our break, we discussed Emily Roebling. She was, if you can associate her with the building of the bridge, so that just helping out there and getting those things done. So we want to pick up with her, go over these questions, and then I'm going to introduce you to Thomas Edison, and we're going to start studying him for the next few days. Okay, so page 294. And grab your pencil. We're going to go over these comprehension check questions. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly because we're going to need to kind of move on and get to Thomas Edison. Okay? Number one, how did Governor, we said the name, Warren, help his sister get an education? How did, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Governor Warren help his sister get an education? He paid for her to attend a special girls' school. So he paid for her education. Why did Emily and Washington Roebling travel to Europe? Why did they travel to Europe? To study what? What are we studying her about? Right, the construction of bridges. Yep. And to also study the sickness of bridge builders. So they went there to study construction of bridges and also the sickness of bridge builders. Okay? Name 3 ways Emily Roebling helped her husband build the Brooklyn Bridge. She gave her husband's instructions to the workers. He couldn't be there. So she gave instructions. Gave instructions. She, along with her husband, she gave her husband updates on the construction. Because remember, he was sick, he couldn't be there. And she answered the mail. There are a lot of ways in our reading that you can pull there, but we're just going to highlight those 3. Okay? And if at any time you need to go back, you can just rewind the video and grab those answers. You can do that. Number 4, what did the American Society of Civil Engineers realize when Miss Roebling spoke to them? That she had a great knowledge of engineering, that her knowledge was really amazing, to be able to know the things that she knew to help them, to be able to construct these bridges, to know about the cables and the weights, and all these things were just, they thought were just way beyond her, but she was able to be knowledgeable in those things. Number 5, what did Emily Roebling receive when she was 56 years old? 56, older than Miss Upchurch. She received a law degree from New York University. A law degree from New York University. Number 6, what can tourists see on the Brooklyn side of the bridge that honors Emily Roebling? If you look back on page 291, you will see that there is a plaque there in her honor. A plaque. Okay? So if you need to pause the video here to finish filling in that information, please feel free to do so. But if not, we're going to move on to page 295 to Thomas Edison today. Thomas Edison, let's see. He died, and we got to figure out how old he was. You know, we got to do that. 1931, born in 1847. Slowly creeping to the 1900s here. Can't say 1 minus 7, so we make this a 2. Make this an 11. 11 minus 7 is 4. You're correct. Can't say 2 minus 4, thank goodness, or he would have been 100 and something. So let's make this an 8, and the 12 becomes, the 2 becomes a 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. So he was 84 years old. So if you look at your timeline at the bottom of page 295, we are creeping ever so closer to 1900s, coming into the 1900s, and eventually to the 2000 year there. Getting a little bit closer. So you will read today, you will read pages 295 to 298 on your own. And if you look real quick, I want to just pull out one thing here. If you look at page 296, that's Morse code. Do you see that section there? You guys remember when we had a math sheet a couple of weeks ago that one of the brain boosters was to figure out the dots for Morse code. So you will actually read today about how this was invented and how it kind of came to be about. You got kind of a little teaser there about how the information you have, but you'll read more about it today. So you will read through page 298. So again, Thomas Edison, you'll read page 295 to 298. You'll stop at the favorite invention, and you'll read through there. There are no questions to answer, and when we come back with our next lesson on Wednesday, we will review, grab some highlights in health and in history, both subjects, and we will move on from there. So just make sure you get that reading done for today, and we'll stop history here, and we will pick back up on our next lesson tomorrow. Thanks, guys.